Hello everyone, and welcome to this video song Frontier video. My name is Jay Whitefield, and today I wanted to show you something. Now, it was my birthday recently, so kind of went a wee bit mad on eBay, and I've gone and got myself a couple of things for myself for my birthday. And one of these things has arrived this afternoon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unbox it. I think I know what it is, but I'm not going to say what I think it is. A couple of reasons really. First, I don't want to ruin the surprise. You know, I want to unbox it and then, well, obviously you'll know what it is in the title, but yeah. But the second reason is, well, I don't want to be wrong, and therefore, you know, kind of make myself look a wee bit of a fool. It'd be alright me saying to you that, you know, I don't know, let's imagine it was the wrong thing that I was unboxing. Okay, so I've got I've got the things that I need for the unboxing. I've got a knife. Usual safety rules always ensue. If you are one of these pillaging types who wants to overthrow a country of a really, really good leader and move in and, you know, take forced control of the country and bring in some really, really bad regime, put the knife down, go and put yourself into a cornhill, and then, you know, once you feel that you're more Obama than Osama, then you can come back and do an unboxing. But yeah, if you know, if you feel that you're more Mitt Romney than Mandela, then just don't even bother. Anyway, so yeah, I've got the knife, I've got the thing that I need to unbox, and I have the most important thing of all. Any unboxing should not be completed without one of these. It is a matter of utmost safety. You need a cup of tea. So, once you find somewhere safe to settle your cup of tea, you believe it's not going to fly off the shelf or whatever, make sure you move a couple of PC cards while you do that. It's time to start the unboxing. Basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut around it. Actually, I'm going to find out. Yeah, I think I'm going to slice into the top of it. Be careful when unboxing. You don't want to slice what's inside. Come on. Okay, so now I'm going to extend the wound across the fascia, and going to stretch the rectus sellotape sheath. And I'm going to slice through the pedicellotapioleum. Onium. Sounds more like Mr. Bounce. The automated telemachine oleolimatron. And then the bottom's a wee bit more tricky because it's actually taped underneath and somehow kind of need to slash underneath, so I'm going to need to tip the box this way. Who are these people who would write on something that they were unboxing the name of another YouTuber? Kind of a wee bit of shameless promotion, I'd say. I mean, what are you trying to prove? You think the other YouTuber's going to like you more? Rant over. Kidding on. But seriously guys, you should go and watch UXWBell's channel. www.youtube.com/UXWBell. He's really good. Him and his brothers make very good watching material. In his latest video, UXW's brother, known as the Keykeeper, took a John Deere tractor and was using it as a sort of driveway plough. He kind of fancied himself as a regular Mr. Plough on a John Deere tractor. At least Homer Simpson used a Japanese truck. I'm not sure any of the Walsh brothers would do that. This is awfully exciting, this. Got the box open. Actually, it really is exciting because I've just had a peek at what's in here. I'm going to flip this box around. Just flipping the script on the box. Steady myself and a nice wee cup of tea. Oh, that's the stuff. So, first of all, I've got some different bubble wrap this time. I mean, I've got a collection of white bubble wrap, so this is what I've ordered. Red bubble wrap. Actually, I've never seen red bubble wrap before, so you know, I'm really kind of glad that I've got this in my collection. It's caught on something. Can't get it fully yet. Let me just kind of move this junk, get the bubble wrap out. Windows 3, Microsoft Windows Manual. User's Guide. Sold with a new PC. Do you know, I've been trying to track down one of these manuals on their own on eBay for time. I remember renting it out at the school library when I was 14 and sat there reading it. So Windows 3.1 manual. Amstrad User Group. The Amstrad Laptop ALT-386 SX and ALT-286. When on earth would have... Nice that they've actually put a printout in there for me. This is what I read when I go to my bed at the night. I have a grey kettle lead. It's always good. My kettle doesn't actually use one of those leads. And I have a copy of Microsoft Works for MS-DOS. The tools that help you run your growing business. This is what I need for J. Wakefield computers, obviously then. Wow, an actual boxed copy of Works for MS-DOS. It's the date's 4th of the the 11th of the 4th, 93. 04/11/93. Basically, it's Americanized. It'll mean the 11th of April rather than the 4th of November. Can have me confused for a wee minute. 012 Works 3.00 AE. I've been after Works 3 for DOS. Again. Try that again. I've been after Works 3 for MS-DOS for a long time. I'm very happy to have this. Works 3 for MS-DOS. It was the first version of Microsoft Works for MS-DOS I ever used. It was the first thing I ever did databasing on, was that. Works 3 in MS-DOS. And I remember using it and kind of noticing how the graphics, you know, the buttons are just... It wasn't made out of ASCII text. In this program, when they said graphics mode, they actually meant graphics mode. They didn't mean ASCII text with an arrow mouse pointer. No. I mean, it's not like WordPerfect or Windows 3.1 graphics. It's still very much DOS, but the buttons actually look like buttons rather than squares with a kind of shadowy square underneath. That's how I remember it. I'm probably wrong, but yeah, I'll install it and have a go with that later if it's not already installed. one Happy J. Microsoft Word 3 for MS-DOS. Packaging is kind of the same colour as the packaging for the Best of Windows Entertainment Pack, and it's quite odd not seeing a Windows logo on here, seeing an MS-DOS logo in its place. Whoops. Okay, so I've got that. Okay, let's see if I can get the rest of my bubble wrap out now. Oh wait, there's a carrier bag of things here. Who's been shopping at what brothers? Seems I have some genuine discs here. Microsoft IntelliPoint for Microsoft Mouse and IntelliPoint products. That's a bit of a mouthful. Got a load of floppy disks here. Go through them in a wee bit when I've got MS-DOS 6. All genuine. Microsoft Windows for Workgroups. I wonder which version. Is it going to tell me which version, or am I just going to have to sit there and ask it overnight? Microsoft Windows for Workgroups. Again, very happy that I've got these. Very happy. Always good to have Microsoft originals. Only so far copies can take you. And anyway, right into modern day floppy disks as well. It's a thankless chore, because you know after about the third time of writing to it or reading from it that it's just like the computer says no. Right, I can take the original piece of bubble wrap out. Here it is, red bubble wrap. Well, it kind of looks pinky red, but yeah. Let's put that to one side because there's more red bubble wrap. This is actually really quite exciting. How there's all this bubble wrap. And before I do that though, here is one of the very original Microsoft mice. I remember these from my school days. And they kept that same design. Oh, wait a minute. It's got a scroll wheel. Okay. That's not one of the very original Microsoft mice. Okay. Okay. I don't remember these from school. I remember these from home when we got them with the Medium, but we got a PS2 version. Didn't realise they sold these in cereal. I'm really kind of glad they did. This is amazing. But I do have DOS and IntelliPoint software. I wonder, does it come as a part of the scroll wheel? And here's something wrapped in red bubble wrap. I'm just gonna yep. I'm just gonna I've been trying to sell a few things for ages, and red bubble wrap is really handy for that, and nobody wants it. Oh! Jen Crivens, help my ball. Oh. Jen Crivens, help my ball. This is nearly as big as this is a laptop of sorts. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my. This looks like it's, well, I know exactly what this is. This is a 386 Amstrad ALT-386 laptop. And I knew I was getting this. Oh. But it seems, well, it's massive. And I have a Toshiba very similar to this. Hopefully it's a 1.44 megabyte drive. Right, okay, let's have a wee tour around it. Oh, right. On the right hand side it seems that we have a floppy disk cable. And next to that we have a floppy disk drive. I wonder if that's 1.4 or 720 meg. Whatever it is, I actually have some DOS floppy disks for it. I can start loading things onto it straight away. And just try to... On the back, this is quite interesting actually. Well, will be in a minute. Expansion slot. Now this is quite interesting as well. This machine has got parallel IEEE 1284 parallel, 2 RS-232 serials, kettle lead. It's got on-off switch, and here it seems to have jumpers. And then there's an expansion slot which has actually been populated. There's a VGA card, and it's got what appears to be a joystick, but there's a coax out. So that's pretty good. You can actually plug it into your telly box if you need. So that's a wee tour of the laptop. Obviously the mouse plugs into it. But I guess, oh yeah, and there's more jumpers there. So I guess there's only one thing to do, and that is for me to switch over to my phone cam, mount that on a tripod, and let's power this wee baby. Although it's not so much wee as it is massive, but it'll actually fit on the desk this time. It's a Toshiba one that you will see won't. So, quick jump cut. I think it's only fair that we give this machine quite a nice close inspection. Now on the inside, while it looks worn, actually looks alright. Screen, yeah, it's got a few finger marks on it, but nothing untoward. It's got the Amstrad logo. It's ALT-386 SX. Well, let's be honest though, it is a 286 underneath. It only uses a 16-bit. Let me think about this. It only uses a 16-bit bus. So, you know, while it's got, 32-bit pretensions, while the processor itself can run at 32-bit, it's obviously doing so with a, bus that's kind of half the size of the registers. So it's not going to be really a true 32-bit per se. It's always going to be crippled. That's kind of why it's the SX. The DX version of the 386 will actually run at 32-bit. At least it's not a 386 SLC, because what those are, the kind of IBM licensed ones. And basically it's... I really don't know what it is that much. All I can really say is it's really a 286. But there's quite a few interesting switches in here. I have the reason to believe that it doesn't use gas plasma, that in fact uses passive matrix. It's a LCD display and it uses passive matrix. The reason I have reason to believe that is it's got brightness and contrast controls. But it's this switch that actually perplexes me the most. This seems to be a kind of black and white inverse switch. So it's like, MS-DOS is white on black. You can put it to black on white. This is what I believe this switch does. Later laptops actually had this in the BIOS. I had a MyTac machine that did. Now it's these that interest me, because it's HDD quick power FDD trickle. It seems that instead of LEDs, well, there are LEDs, but instead of dots, it's actually put the names on, kind of like a car dashboard, it'll have a light behind it saying, and yet the actual plate over the light will say check engine or something. So it looks like this is what it's doing. Absolutely fine, but if you're selling this machine in different markets, chances are you'd have to kind of change that plate every time. But then again, it is Amstrad, it was an English company, what do you expect? You've got a tiny reset thing that I think you do with a pen. number lock, caps lock, scroll lock. Number keypad, I'm guessing is, yep, it's integrated in with the keyboard. Keyboard is pretty typical of the day, kind of nice to type on, but not really mechanical. There's not really a tactile feedback, it just kind of has a smooth travel. But I do like how the keys are kind of a different colour, the function keys are a different colour to the actual, you know, input keys, just like on a regular keyboard of the day. You know, kind of like my Model M here. It's, I like this keyboard. Anyway, I think it's time for Senior Tripad to come out. And we'll actually plop this on and power this machine on, see what happens, see if it works, see if there's going to be tears before bedtime. Or see whether I get booted into MS-DOS or something nice. Okay. Okay, so here's the machine. I'm not going to be able to get all of it in. It's quite big, so you know, I can't go as back as I could with something like, you know, my Dell Latitude XPI CD MMX. And if I want my computer mouse, my actual computer mouse, I have to reach over here and, you know, kind of just do this. You know, if I needed to find anything out about this machine, but obviously I don't, because I got given this. This is the Amstrad users group that's printed out from that page. I'm going to take note of that URL down there, so I might, you know, be able to go on it myself, but this has all been printed, you know, for my use. And looking at the pictures on here, that kind of, I would say that kind of does look like, you know, kind of passive matrixy. Bit of a shame. Doesn't mean, it means that I'm not necessarily going to be able to take advantage of the 386 power in games, like I am with the Toshiba T3200, which I'm going to show you, which that's got a gas plasma display, so I can actually use that and run games in Hercules mode. And I must say, even though it's bright orange, it looks pretty darn fine. So yeah, I'd like to thank the Lazy Game Reviewer, FreakinD, youtube.com/FreakinD, for introducing me to Hercules graphics, because without his influence I would have never known about them. I just used to think it was crap because it was in monochrome when I was about 14 years old, which basically, you know, kind of makes me realise why at 14 you're not legally an adult, because you really don't know things and you start to think things like, oh, Hercules graphics was crap, which it isn't. For the date it was darn fine. Now, as promised, I think I'm going to go through the discs with you guys. Just because I'm nice like that. Feeling a wee bit generous. So here we have an IntelliPoint mouse driver. Obviously for this very original Microsoft mouse with the scroll wheel. So IntelliPoint mouse driver. We have MS-DOS 6.0 discs. So I must remember not to actually use anything like double space, because double space has been known to cause problems. It was very, very rare, but it was it caused enough of a ruckus that Microsoft actually came out with DOS 6.2. You know, so it's I might install 6.2 on here. I might not. I've not decided. I might just go for 5.0. 6, 7, 8. And here's the 8 discs that make up Windows for Workgroups. Now, sorry, I'm not in shot at the moment. I'm just going to have a look, see which, you know, see if I can get a version number. It's version. This is actually a rarer version. This is Windows for Workgroups version 3.1, as opposed to 3.11. But you know what? It'll do. It is a 386, you know? I don't want this thing struggling with the weight of all this. So, yep. DOS, IntelliPoint driver, Windows. absolutely perfect. And I believe this uses VGA graphics. Where else would it have a VGA port? Now, do you know what? I'm going to unbox this. I'm going to make you wait to see the laptop. But hey, it's more for the Paramount Galaxy to enjoy. He always like, Jay, you should make really long videos. Alright, you're from Michigan, don't shoot. Right. Okay, so you get this free cardboard lining, which is pretty neat. That could be useful for cardboard liney stuff. Let's have a look at the stuff that comes with it. I see a wee bit of yellow, so that could be quite promising. Now, you've got the Microsoft Works version 3.0 MS-DOS disk replacement form. This has not been filled in. Should I fill it out? And here's the Microsoft Upgrade Centre. This is the British address. It's in England. It's Unit 1, Mill Farm Road, Hounslow, Middlesex, TW4 3PY. So that is in England. And you would have rung back in the day 0816148000. I don't think that number is valid anymore. It's not got enough numbers in. So you can get this, you know, if you've got corrupted or damaged discs, which would actually be useful. I'd love to write some wiseacre comment like you can get it online, but actually, like I said, you know, you can't. I've got Works 1 and 2 for DOS, but not 3.0. Got 3.0 for Windows, which was the very first version of Works I ever used. Got the Microsoft licensing agreement. This was back when they actually used to print it out. Right. And here is... please use these addresses when returning your registration cards to the subsidiary serving your country. So these are all the different addresses you can send it to. Absolutely fine. I've got an upgrade copy of Windows 95, and I suspect that this copy of Works suffers from the same defect that the Windows 95 version did, i.e. there's no registration card. So this is still quite sticky, so obviously means it's not really been opened too much. Hopefully the discs still have some tread in them. The machine will go. Right, got Microsoft Works here. This takes it back. It's a very old Microsoft product. It's a 5-disc set, Microsoft Works. Oh my goodness, this kind of reminds me of like the old Word for Windows 2.0 discs. LCD, so I'm going to put these back in the correct order that they should be in. Disc 1 at the top. MS-DOS series. It's a low density 720k disc. That's how old it is. It's actually on 720k floppy disks. I mean, I would probably like to make backup copies of these, but in order to do so, I'm going to have to do it on an older machine, as my current machine will not read from or write to 720k floppy disks. Even though the 1.44 floppy disk format, meg floppy disk format, has always been backward compatible. I wonder if it's either the USB floppy drive I'm using or Windows 7 dropping support for 720k disks, because Windows 8 has dropped support for floppies entirely. But I was actually chatting to Elmo3 a wee bit back. You know, he and I are friends on Facebook. Another guy's channel you should watch there. And we were just talking about, you know, how long is it going to take before someone writes a floppy disk driver for Windows 8? I don't think it's going to be very long. Works 3.0 for DOS. I'm going to take good care of this. Nice birthday present to myself. Anyway, now here's the moment you've been waiting for. Try to do it my way. This is the point where I'm supposed to sing a Beatles song, I think. I look at all the lonely people. Nah, I'm only kidding on. That was copyright the Beatles or whoever represents them. That's Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles. Good song, you should listen to it. Quite a sad song though. Okay. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? I don't know where any of them come from, but I hope one of them is in the same position as I am now. I'm away to throw the switch on the ALT-386 laptop. Okay, power up. Oh! Immediately it's powered up. So I'm gonna have to do something here with the brightness. Maybe, oh, no, I can't do that with the contrast. And there we go. We are in. I can't believe this. Oh wow. Insufficient memory for UMBs or virtual MFA. Okay. Code page not prepared. Well done. Why do things do this? I'm just overawed. Can you please forgive me while I just spend some time being overawed? Oh wait, I think the lights for the floppy disk tracking and what have you, the LED lights are actually on the chassis. I didn't see that at first. I thought they were screws. And I like how in there, I'm just gonna kill the lighting for a second. There we go. If you can actually see, you can actually, you probably can't see on here. Let's see if I can make it visible. You can actually see the backlight out of the vents of the screen. Hang on, can't do this. See? This is my first working 386 computer. I have a PS2 portable. UXW Bell, was kind of helping me with that, and I would like right now to thank UXW Bell for, giving me the assistance with that, even though I had contact lock enabled on my YouTube account. Once again, William, I'm extremely sorry about that. I completely didn't realise that I had that still enabled. So yeah, he'd written out a message to me, and he couldn't send it because I had contact lock on it. Right, okay, I'm going to have to move this camera because it is, like I said, it is a wee bit passively CSEC display. So yeah, please forgive me. Alright. It's got some sort of rudimentary power management in it. Okay. I'm just gonna look from the camera's perspective now, see if there's anything I can do to kind of do anything about the visibility issue. I mean, on my side it looks amazing. Oh. That's probably a wee bit better. Okay. No, I can't see it, but never mind. So let's have a look at what memory we've got. Let's have a look at what we're messing with. I've got MSD. I actually do. Okay. So this MSD program is really quite useful actually. Oh, well done, the mouse driver's not installed. So it's Amstrad Phoenix ALT-386. Looks like it's only got 1 megabyte of RAM. Video VGA Cirrus Logic. It's running MS-DOS 6.2. It's got a serial mouse. AC H drive. What's on the H drive? Seriously, that's okay. That's a bit odd. Okay, I still don't know what speed this is. I'm gonna have a look at this H drive. which is command.com. I wonder what's on the C drive. Let's have a look at the partition table in F-disk. Same as my Toshiba T3200, it's a 40 megabyte disk. Fat system. But if I actually did want to use this, you know, as a 386 gamer, you know, this will actually plug very easily into a VGA port, so that is not a problem. So, you know, that'd be pretty okay. Probably plug a joystick in or something and play Need for Speed. Not Need for Speed, Test Drive 3. I'd like to play that, so you know, that's probably an avenue that I'm going to look at exploring. So let's have a look at what's on the hard disk. So there's Windows on here. I thought it hadn't come with Windows. But let's put... Turns out Windows isn't actually on here. So basically, there's really nothing on here. It's just DOS. And then there's the MS-DOS editor. That's always good. I wonder if let's have a look. Sorry about my head in the way. Okay, doesn't seem to be a mouse driver installed in the config.sys file. I actually used to call my ex-girlfriend, when I was 13-14, I used to call my ex-girlfriend's dad auto-exec. He was a businessman of sorts, so that's what I used to call him. In fact, she used to call him that when she was on the phone with me. I find that quite funny. So, yeah, like I said, not really much on here. But I will say one thing. This machine came from Glasgow. And the customer service I received was, well, it was beyond brilliant. Seriously, I got a letter in the mail yesterday saying I've sent the laptop. So, you know, I've got the machine, I've got it, you know, in really good condition. I've had a mouse thrown in, I've had box copies, I've had copies of all the software. Now that is rare to get even if you buy a modern machine. Not that you get box copies, but it's rare to even get a machine with the recovery partition intact. And yet here I have this machine. If anything goes untoward, you know, I can, in fact, I'm pretty much thinking that this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a bottom-up reinstall. Now on this side of the machine, I'm just trying to think, there's a DIN port. I'm just trying to see what it's for. I'll show you. This is quite interesting. It can actually use an external keyboard. It is one of the first, oldest laptops that I know that has the option to do so. And I had a Mitat, which was actually a proper portable laptop back in 2002. And, you know, even that didn't have the option to use an external keyboard. So, this is the first machine I've had that will actually let you plug in an external DIN keyboard. DIN keyboard. So, also known as AT style. And I actually have an AT style connector. It's actually attached to a keyboard that I was given through someone on FreeCycle. Now I do wonder if this disk drive has got self-parking heads. I don't know if it does. But I mean, I do have a copy of DOS 3, so, you know, I'm probably gonna, you know, copy the park.com command onto this. I might forget DOS 6 entirely and go with DOS 5. I think for this laptop it would make a lot of sense, and to be honest, I have DOS 6 on just about every other Windows 3.1 configuration I have, so do you know what, I quite fancy something different. I fancy a change. I fancy DOS 5. It'll go better with the whole 386 thing. But I'm just gonna have a look, see. Before I do go, I probably should see, you know, what floppy disks can be read on this thing. Here's a copy of Acronis OS Selector. Now this would not read on a Toshiba T3200. So, well, no, it read. It was fine. It wouldn't run. So let's test the floppy drive. See what happens. Floppy drives are usually one of the first things to go on these sort of systems. I would be quite sad if it was. Probably does need blown into dust. Well, kind of seems the floppy drive isn't working. So if I'm honest, really, it doesn't make this machine much useful because there's nothing installed on here, and to sound a bit pissed off is actually quite an understatement. I can't deal with these things. I can't deal with when things break. I mean, I bought this knowing that everything works, so I'm gonna seek to get a refund or something. It probably just went on me, but do you know, I mean, I don't have the money to be buying broken things, so before I do go, I'm gonna flick this switch, see what happens. Oh yeah, it's gone from black and white to white and black. Oh, white and black to black and white. I should have just kind of done it like this, because it's a lot easier to see in that mode. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and if you like my work, if you like what I do, please subscribe, www.youtube.com/videosonfrontier. Thank you for watching.